How many hours should you spend producing per day? Have you ever asked yourself this question? Right guys, this is Artifact and welcome back to the Producer Mindset. So we had a question on our Facebook group, which if you haven't already joined, click the link below and make sure that you do. This one came from my old university friend Sean, and he asked, how long should I spend producing per day? Now I've chosen to break this question down into two main sections, which are, first, when are you starting producing music? And second, when are you stopping producing music on a particular day? In terms of starting music production, it's really a case of using the time that you have available in your day to its fullest potential. For example, if there are other things on your mind that are distracting you, or other more sort of comfortable things that you'd like to be doing, like watching Netflix or baking a cake, but you know that you could be producing, and it's kind of in the back of your mind that you want to be doing that. The trick that you have to do is you have to just sit down and just start working, and then even if you're not feeling sort of inspiration in that particular moment, or you're feeling distracted with other things, if you actually sit down and start to work, then you often get that inspiration. You'll start being creative without having that previous inspiration. I've said that word a lot, right? Another way you can kind of trick yourself into sitting down and starting is you can create like a little ritual. So this is something that I'll do if I'm feeling sort of unsure if I want to sit down and start working. For example, I'll take a cold shower, or I will make a really big pot of coffee, or I'll even light some candles on my desk. These are all little tricks that get me in the mindset of getting ready to sit down and start working. And if you always employ these little techniques rather than just putting it off and being distracted and doing something else with your sort of free available time that you have for producing, then you're always going to be producing more overall, so that is the best way to kind of get started. Secondly, in terms of stopping, when should you stop, when should you take breaks? There's no such thing as working too much if things are going well. So for example, I look at it a little bit like doing push-ups, right? Why would you do 10 or 20 exact push-ups when you could have done some extra ones, you know? You stay till the job's done. She knows. Anyway, I would personally keep going for as long as you physically and mentally can, providing that you're not damaging your ears. I mean, you can really mix for a long time if you use a low volume on your headphones or on your speakers. If you learn to sort of control the volume and make sure you're not damaging your ears, you can go for a really, really long time. The main trick that you need to... The sun keeps going in and out. The main thing that you should focus on is getting into the mindset of auditing yourself while you're producing, so that you are always being productive, because the idea is that you want to get your track from 0% to 100% completion, and if you're just stuck on one thing going around in circles, then obviously you need to rethink your approach. So basically, like a quick guideline is always have that mindset of, okay, we need to get this track from start to finish. This is something you develop over time of how to do this as well, of course. If you've tried a new idea and it's not really sort of working, and you've tried for sort of 10-15 minutes, then go back and try and work on something else within the track, or just change the idea completely and then try that out. And if that's working for you, then carry on as you were. But if you find you're sort of changing ideas and trying things on this particular song and just nothing is working out for you at all, then that is when you would definitely take a break. And also, a main thing to take into consideration with this is when you are taking a break, it's important not to get bogged down in, this isn't working, I need to go and do something else and really think about what I need to do. No, don't do that at all. Like, just completely disconnect your mind from the track. What you need to do to make this the most effective is you need to build that confidence in the back of your mind that no matter what happens with this track or the difficulties I'm facing with it now, in the long run, I'm definitely going to be able to figure it out. It's just not happening right now, so I don't need to be stressed about it. I don't need to get writer's block, because there are plenty of other things that I can be doing now. To be honest, like, if you're really trying to be smart about how you're producing, you won't get into these situations a lot, and once you develop over time, you'll sort of know the right sounds to use and the right roads to go down. But when you're not in that zone yet, then just take a break and do something else that sort of benefits your life in another way, and come back as soon as you are ready. For me, I sort of have like 10 to 15 other jobs on my list of things I could be doing that are like music related, making content, or just washing the dishes or working out or anything like that. So I have no problem with doing something like that. Let's say, for example, you really want to keep producing and you have a lot of free time. The best way I would recommend to just completely switch off and detach your mind is just leave the house without a phone or anything. Just go for a walk with no direction in mind and just sort of land yourself on a nice quiet bench in a park. Look at the sky. It sounds a bit hippie, but just like pay attention to the trees or the birds or the sky. Just switch off, shut your eyes, whatever. Just like chill out completely and don't think about it for like 20 minutes. Then come back into your house and then give it another go if you really want to keep pushing on it on this particular day. But the main thing to remember is that if you're in this for the long run and it's like a lifestyle, then you don't need to stress yourself out about it when things aren't working. So my kind of main sort of advice and takeaway from this is you can't really ever do enough. If things are going well, you don't need to stop unless it's for like your basic human needs and to rest your ears a little bit here and there. But you don't have to necessarily stop. But if things are not going well, then there's absolutely no problem in stopping, and you have that confidence in the back of your mind that you're going to sort it out in the long run. You can change projects to another track, but you always know that in the end you're going to finish it and it's going to happen for you. And it's that kind of long-term kind of mindset that helps eliminate all those kind of stresses that you get in the short term. So I think that is probably my thoughts on this topic. Hope that some of you find this helpful, at least. If I can get one person to change their kind of approach and feel easier and more stress-free and happier producing, then my job is accomplished. And if you are going to disagree with anything that I say, that is absolutely fine, but you have to buy me a beer when you next see me. So until then, take care.